Welcome back to Real Estate, brought to you by Ep4 Singapore. In this episode, we're broadening our coverage of the property market to examine Singapore's office sector. I'll find out if the CBD office market is poised for a rebound and how the trend of office decentralisation is impacting market dynamics. Using Ep4's Market Trends Analytics tool, we see that office transactions slumped in the first half of 2020 amid the uncertain environment. But this year, despite the recent return to Phase 2 heightened alert, sentiment among landlords and occupiers seems more resilient. I spoke to David McKellar, co-head of CBRE's Advisory and Transaction Services office team, to find out how the office market has performed so far this year.
Hi, I'm David McKellar. I'm the co-head of the Office Services team for CBRE Singapore. The pandemic has impacted the office market significantly over the last 12 to 18 months. We saw a 10% erosion in rents in 2020. However, after 5 consecutive quarters of rental decline, we're now seeing our first quarter of rental growth. What is emerging is a two-tiered market, however, whereby the demand is concentrated on the Grade A sector and there will be more opportunities by comparison in the Grade B sector. That said, vacancy is still at relatively low levels in comparison to the 10-year historical average vacancy rate for Singapore office.
As David says, the available space in the CBD office market presents opportunities for companies seeking space in prime locations. But do companies still see the CBD as an attractive location? I spoke to a company who moved from a co-working space in Collyer Quay to another central location at Centrepoint.
Hi, I'm Sing Chut. I'm a Group Financial Service Director in Top Lines. The two important considerations for us is, number one, the size of it. It must first fit all of us, it's around 140 of us, our guests as well. And the second consideration is the design and the environment. Because we want to focus on our recruitment and growth, it must give all of us good vibes. No, we didn't, because our company has a rule to only set up office in CBD area to tighten our company branding. Importantly is for the ease of travel, so that they can travel to anywhere with convenience. The factors that pull us to sign with co-working operators is number one, the environment and the design. Next is the technology that justCo provides, and also the friendly staff and customer service.
Companies still consider a CBD office space a vital corporate real estate choice. And as we've heard, they are keen to sign up with co-working operators. I had the opportunity to speak with Ho Seng Chi, justCo's Chief Corporate Officer, to find out his thoughts on the Singapore office market.
Hi, my name is Ho Seng Chi. I'm Chief Corporate Officer of justCo. Since the start of the pandemic, going back 12 to 18 months, we have seen that trends in the CBD continue to be dominated by big Chinese tech companies. In the last 6 months, anecdotally, we have had some big companies giving space back to the landlords and moving into co-working or flexible office spaces. And I think that's a trend that we forecast will continue to be going forward. I don't think the trend for decentralization should be seen in isolation, nor should decentralization be seen as a zero-sum game against core CBD space. What we should be looking at is, why is this trend happening, and what are people choosing even when they are going into decentralized spaces around the city? It has resulted in some businesses which were not able to afford CBD space in the past, now being able to afford CBD space because the option of having flexible offices in the CBD has arisen as a very viable alternative. So I think the trend of decentralization, while it is happening, is also resulting in the CBD being revived through a different mix of tenants in CBD office spaces. Well, like most businesses, we have been affected by the pandemic. Some members with expiring contracts are not renewing with us over the past 12 to 18 months. However, as a result of the pandemic, we are also seeing new businesses come into justCo. With every member that is not renewing, we are also getting new business from members which have never considered us as a possibility before. I would say on balance, it is stable, the business for justCo over the last 12 to 18 months.
Seng Chi mentioned that the emergence of city-fringe office hubs gives more choice to commercial tenants. And we've already seen major corporate tenants move into city-fringe areas like Paya Lebar. For example, CBRE has relocated some of its teams to its new office space in Paya Lebar Quarter, a mixed-use development in Paya Lebar. So I asked David of CBRE why corporate tenants pick city-fringe locations to set up new offices.
We're seeing a number of tenants evaluating their location at the moment in light of the challenges over the last 12 to 18 months. For some, they'll always need to maintain a CBD presence, and for others, it's given them the opportunity to evaluate whether they can make that move outside of the CBD. And if they can do that in a way that doesn't compromise on the things that their employees are looking for, like the quality of amenities, the ease of access, the food and beverage options of a good quality in the location, then these options can be explored quite favourably amongst a wide variety of tenants. So there is no one-size-fits-all formula. At the end of the day, if a tenant can move outside of the CBD and achieve all of the things that their employees are looking for, then they're able to successfully consider making those moves. In the near term, we don't expect the suburban rents to match their CBD equivalents. However, as precincts like Paya Lebar grow in both size and popularity, we're certainly expecting to see a narrowing of the rental gap that exists today.
The office market is at a tipping point as vacancies in the CBD present attractive leasing opportunities. But companies must consider their future workplace needs. Ep4 has a suite of research tools that also covers the commercial market. Check out our market trends tool at ep4.sg. You can also read our editorial coverage on the office market on our mobile app. Thank you for watching and tune in to our next episode of Real Estate. Real opinions, real statements.